From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, time once again for The Horse's Mouth here. Tommy Max, of course, at my bar and brought to our good friends at Foodies Care. It's my favorite segment of the week because we're talking football with Coach Dave Campo. Let's say hello to Coach. How are you, Coach? Oh, man, it's a heavy hand, Coach. What do you got there? Woo. Man, that's a nice
you know,
looking...
it's March Madness,
Yeah.
and I don't wear my Super Bowl rings very often, but I decided, hey, this is the start of a championship run for somebody.
Absolutely.
It's all about championships.
Yeah.
And
what do you got, three of them?
Three of them.
So
We're
do you
very
wear them
fortunate.
on one hand if you ever wear them all at the same time?
You know what? I never wear them all at the same time.
You never wear them all at the
No,
same
in fact, I wear this one, all of them. Just
rarely.
Yeah, just when I'm going to go somewhere where there's going to be people that would like to see it.
It's a
all.
conversation
It's
piece.
not about me. It's
Yeah.
about kind of, you know.
How exciting people see a Super Bowl ring. Nobody sees that. So what number was that?
This is 28. This is the back-to-back. The Cowboys
so 95?
against Buffalo. 93.
93. Okay.
93. 92, 93, and then the third
and then
one was
you won
95.
Right. Man, you guys crushed Buffalo.
Yeah, we did. And I'll tell you what, the great thing about that, I just saw a segment with Dallas Cowboy TV with Nate Newton, who was on He was on the show. And Nate made a big point. He said, people don't realize, and I've said this before, you know, you go to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row, even though they lost them all. You know, people only remember the winners.
Right.
But that was a great football team. As a matter of fact, if you just said Jim Kelly at quarterback, Troy Aikman, Reed, the receiver, and Michael Irvin.
Emmett Smith,
Thurman Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, they matched us defensively. Bruce Smith, Larry Allen. You know, I mean, it was one of those things where you look at it and you say, that was a great football team, and just nobody really knows about it because they didn't win.
A lot of great football players on the Bills. Right?
Absolutely.
A lot of Hall of Famers on that team. All right, let's talk about our team here locally in Jacksonville. They had one new signing since last time we talked. Fred Johnson, offensive lineman from the University of Florida, came from Philly.
Yes.
I saw an interview with him, and he at least talks like he's got a nasty disposition about him on the field.
Yeah, I think that's what they were, to be honest with you. When you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, that's what stands out to you more than anything else. And if you look at their offensive line, you say, okay, they had one of the best offensive lines in the league.
Sure.
This guy started 6 games. Right. Okay.
When Mayotte got hurt.
And didn't skip a beat.
I know.
So that's the exciting thing about it. Exactly.
Did you see that? He did,
exactly.
Which is no easy task.
And that, to me, is what says, you know, they've said they want to raise the floor. They're putting guys out there that are hungry and tough and physical. I think we're doing the right thing. I'm looking forward to competition. The whole works is good.
I've been having a debate on social media about this line ain't set. You got to earn that job. Walker Little's got to earn that left tackle job.
I heard yours on Walker Little.
Yeah.
And I agree with you
Absolutely.
100%. This is good. This is competition now.
Yeah, and the kid from you like the guy from Dallas. You told me.
Well, the guy from Dallas, I could see very easily. He was a right tackle for us at USC when I was there.
Right.
I could see him battling at the guard position.
Yep.
Even though he has been a backup and a swing tackle.
Yep.
You know, hey, why not?
Yep.
Let's get the competition. You've heard me say, Boudreaux said, give me 5 tackles. I'll teach one of them to snap, and the other 2 can play guard.
Absolutely.
You know, and so we'll see what happens there.
I still think they address O-line in the first 4 picks in the draft.
They could.
They got 4
Absolutely.
picks in the 3 rounds.
Right.
I don't know if they'll take him at number 5 if they're there.
I don't think so. Yeah.
If they drop back a little bit, I think that's in the cards.
Right.
But, man, defensive tackle's so deep. I was talking on my other podcast, Catching Up with Tommy Mack. I went through, I think it was CBS Sports ranked all the position
Yeah, I
groups.
saw it, and I heard you.
And D-tackle and edge had each 14 top 100 players in the
1
class.
and 2. They were 1 and 2.
I mean, don't we need – you know what I mean? We're in a good position if you're the Jaguars.
No question.
Looking at that. Now, OT A little bit better offensive guard, terrible.
Yeah.
There's only like 2 in the top 100.
Well, they're looking at
4
those
in the top
guys. There's like 2 or 3 guys that they're saying that could move into guard. And,
Right.
That's what you're,
Okay.
we'll see what happens there. But I think that the D-line position,
Yeah.
and when I say D-line, I'm including a
be
backup
edge. Yeah.
rusher. That position, and they've got to get a receiver.
They
Now,
do.
I don't think they're going
I
to take
agree.
him in number 5.
No, I don't either.
But they need a receiver to go along with what they have. And I think those 2 positions are the 2 biggest needs, to be honest with you.
No, I agree with that. Let me ask you about Mason Graham, the defensive tackle from Michigan.
Yep.
How do you, and I don't mean just him, right? You could take Braden Fisk from last year, who developed into a great player, but how do you watch a guy that definitely dominated in college,
Yes.
but isn't the biggest guy,
Right.
right? He's quick, got some obviously athletic ability, his hands, his feet, his hips, they all move great. But how do you know that's going to transition to the NFL where everybody's a lot bigger than him and as athletic as he is? Like, how do you, as a coach or as a personnel guy, I mean, it's a guess, it's a gamble, but how do you mitigate that so you're like, no, this kid is, like, hey, Aaron Donald was undersized, but you must have saw right away off the tape, like, no, this guy, like, nobody can block him.
Right.
Like, he's unblockable.
Right.
There's a difference between dominating in college than being unblockable in college. Right? But how do you
for
figure
sure.
that out?
Well, first of all, it's consistency.
Yep.
If you see it over and over and over against, no matter what the competition is, that is a factor. And the one thing that you see with Mason Graham, and I watched like 3 tapes on Mason, so I haven't watched
a ton,
as much as the scouts, but I've
watched
watched 3 games on him.
Yeah.
The one thing about him that I think makes the difference in my mind is he has the ability, instincts to get off blocks.
Okay.
Now,
with his hands?
It's
Hips moving?
hips. He's got a bunch of different ways of. But he finds the football. And to me, that is what you're looking at.
Absolutely.
If you're looking at a 3 technique, he's got really good get off, and he has the ability to get off blocks.
Right.
And so, you've got to say, okay, this guy's a disruptor.
Right.
Now, he's the kind of guy, from what I understand, that has the traits of the Jones at Kansas City,
Jones.
of the Darnold, of the. In no way is there a direct comparison.
No, right.
Because they've already proven they're special.
Yep.
This guy has the ability, athletically and all those other things I'm talking about intrinsically, to be a Pro Bowl type of a guy.
Good.
Now,
but you need that if you take him at 5.
We'll see.
You better be that if you take him
Yeah,
at 5.
exactly.
Right? And look, and let's be honest. Look, Armstead's only going to be here for maybe a year or so.
Right.
I mean, you've got Jordan Jefferson, you got Mason Smith, but you don't have anybody behind that you can say he's going to be a stud.
Yeah.
So I can see them going that route. What position, let's just say they stay at 5 or they drop back somewhere in top 10. Let's just say they're in a top 10 position.
Okay.
What position would surprise you that they go with? Now, running back, take running back out. I doubt they're going running back.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, with a safety or a corner, or an edge, if he's there.
Yeah.
Like, is anything going to be like, wow, surprised they did that?
Well, I'd be surprised if they take. I'd be surprised if they take an edge inside the top.
Even
10.
if Carter falls?
Yeah.
If Abdul Carter falls to number 5.
But I look at him as a linebacker.
I know,
because he's a linebacker edge.
He's going to be like Micah Parsons, right?
Exactly.
I mean, how do you not take that?
That's a guy that you could take.
Right.
I think you're getting 2 for 1 there.
Right.
See, that's what I look at. For example, if Hunter's there,
Travis Hunter,
run the card up there. You're getting 2 for 1.
Right. What if Carter and they probably won't be, but Carter and who you just said is going to be there?
Yeah.
Who would you go with?
You know what? You may not agree with this one. I would go with
Travis Hunter.
Because
he's generational.
Exactly.
Like he's got a chance to be generational.
And when you look at it, I've always been, my background obviously was on defense.
Secondary.
Okay.
Yep.
But the people that I've been around that are my mentors say if it comes to push and shove, you take the guy that can score points for you.
Really? Okay, not someone that can stop the points, score the points.
Score the points. And especially in this day and age, when you're in a situation where you have to outscore people because the defense, the offenses are so explosive.
Yep.
I don't know how you can turn them down. Now, of those two guys you're talking about, I'd take either one of them.
No, I know. But if they're there, I agree with you. I mean, Travis Hunter is so special.
Yeah.
You can't pass on it.
Yeah, and I had Deion Sanders, and again, I'm not comparing him to Deion.
No, I know.
It's kind of like Mason Graham with these other guys we're talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that he's that kind of a guy that can, I think it would be a little much for him to play both ways.
Yeah.
But if the position you need is a receiver, he's the best receiver in the draft. If the position you need is a corner, he's the best corner in the draft. So you're getting 2 for 1, in my opinion.
How do you feel about the Jags linebackers, Coach? When you got Miller, you got Lloyd, and you've got Aluakin. Caleb Johnson, I would not let go. He's a great special teams player. I'm keeping him. But are you doing anything with those three?
Yeah, I think there's a chance.
Upgradable?
Yeah, I think it's upgradable. The only thing is, I think the real competition is going to be between Lloyd and Ventrell Miller.
Yeah.
And I think Ventrell Miller is much more instinctive.
Oh, I agree.
And I don't know, he's not quite as big, I don't think, but he is instinctive. And
Do you think maybe this regime will at least give Lloyd a run at rushing the passer? I mean, that's what he did in college.
I think that's what they should do.
Like, don't you think? Like, he could be your guy coming
He
off
might be the
bench,
third guy.
right?
That's a possibility.
And you
but
could put him in with,
I think that's the good thing about new blood.
Yeah.
At the coaching staff.
Yeah.
I think that really it's going to be interesting. See, one of the things that's going to be interesting for me, just it's on a little different topic, but the same kind of thing we're talking about. You notice how Houston has taken some of our guys.
All of them.
Well, it's either that they're getting
This
something
wasn't a family
cheap.
show, I'd call it something, Coach.
Yeah, right.
You know what
They're
I mean?
either getting something cheap, or they're saying that our coaching staff wasn't worth a darn and we didn't get the best out of these guys and they can do it.
Minnesota then didn't either with Cam, because Cam did not have a good year last year.
Yeah.
I guess you got to give Balky a little bit of credit for getting rid of Cam.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's kind of gone south a little bit. He didn't have a good year last year.
He didn't. And
they signed him to a 1-year deal.
And he's a penalty waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So it's, listen, Balky, it was time for a change.
Yeah, totally.
It was time for a change.
Totally, absolutely.
That's what the bottom line is.
Without a doubt. But some of those moves, I think, helped us out. Just like, look, I think people are getting carried away. I hate to keep bringing up Walker Little, but just because they signed him to that deal, that doesn't mean he's their guy.
I agree.
You know it.
I'm
you
with
know
you.
better than anybody.
I'm
When a
with
new
you.
staff comes in, they want their people. Now, some holdovers become their people because they already know. They're like, oh, this guy, like Trayvon. They're walking in like, we got Trayvon Walker. Are you kidding me? This guy is, we love this kid already. You see the way he plays, he's going to fit perfect. Then there's other guys, you're like, he's out. He's out.
The only thing
I don't care what his contract says. He's got to win the job. I'm not giving it to him because I don't know if he can do it or whatever the case may be.
He doesn't fit or whatever what we're looking for.
We want your guys.
Yeah, exactly. And that's part of the reason I think, and age. I think the one thing that is a positive for Walker Little is his age.
Yeah.
Now the other stuff, I don't know if he's got everything that they're looking for. So it's going to be, I think it's competition. I really do.
Listen, that kid's got all the tools.
Yeah.
He just has got to get a mean streak going. And I think one thing at least you see with the new line, like what did James Gladstone say about Robert Hainsley? You watch him play.
All you have to do is watch one game.
And he's finishing blocks.
You can
when I
see
hear
why we like him.
Right.
That's
so
it.
If they're building that's their mentality. We want guys that finish blocks.
Right.
That's a totally different attitude than we've seen here in a while.
The other thing, I love this. I mentioned earlier that I just saw a show with Nate Newton.
Yeah.
With the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Nate was one of our linemen.
Absolutely.
And Larry Brown was on the same show, receiver. Yeah. And Larry was saying
DB.
I'm sorry, receiver.
He took it to the house.
He played for me. Yeah.
He took it to the house.
So anyway, Larry was talking about Nate, and he said, we used to do live one-on-ones and live middle drills and all that. He said, and he was watching Nate, and he had two things on his knees, and he was all banged up, but he wouldn't come out. And so he asked Nate, he said, Nate, how come you're in there all the time? You deserve to take a little break. And he said, have you seen Larry Allen standing over there?
Yeah, no kidding.
Competition. That's the toughness and the competition. He wasn't about to come out because he knew the same thing you're talking about. Walk a little better, show up ready to go, because competition breeds the best in the guys.
Well, and you're fighting for your life, your football
Absolutely.
life. You're fighting for your football life.
Absolutely.
And you better be bringing it, because they're not the new staff is not giving anything to anybody.
Absolutely.
They're going to have to earn that stuff.
Yep.
No doubt about it. All right, Coach. Well, did you get out to TPC? I know you're out there with 1010XL. You have fun?
I did. I was out there 2 times, and then I was out there on championship. I wore my ring to championship Sunday, right?
All right.
We didn't get a full day, but we got a pretty good dose of everything, and
Very
it was fun. It's great. I love it. I love we love competition.
We love it.
Watching guys in competition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, my man. Always great time.
Absolutely.
Love it. Always love it with Coach Campo, talking about our Jags, talking about ball each and every week here at Tommy Max on the Horse's Mouth. Make sure you check out this conversation and so many others. Just go to the dailynewsnetwork.com website. Till next time, stay safe out there and stay cool. And we'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth.
Cheers.
Foodies Care is a nonprofit organization here started in Jacksonville, Florida. Our mission is to support other nonprofits realize and carry out their missions. We're trying to simplify that process to have a local body that's here on the ground and says, listen, we're going to work with you, we're going to partner with you, we're going to give you the resources that you need to be able to do the work that is needed in this community.